In 2014, Hunter Gandee carried his brother Braden on his back for 40 miles from their hometown of Temperance to the University of Michigan to bring awareness to the neurological disorder known as cerebral palsy. In 2015, they walked another 57, raising over $200,000 to build an all-inclusive playground at Braden's elementary school. On April 20th, 2016, they began their final walk, called the Cerebral Palsy Swagger, this time 111 miles, from Bedford High School to the state capitol. The 16-year-old sophomore and his 9-year-old brother, along with siblings Kerrigan and Kellen, and parents and grandparents by their sides, were given a hero-like send-off by classmates, teachers, and staff.
You know, it was actually a dream that my mom had, and she told me about the dream just jokingly that I was carrying him to raise awareness for cerebral palsy, and you know, we thought about it, and we thought, you know, maybe there's something else to it, and then we just prayed about it a lot, and it just kind of came to us that, you know, this is what we're supposed to do.
The determination and drive of the Gandee brothers caught the attention of Farm Bureau Insurance, who are always humbled by the efforts and talents of Michigan's bright young stars. Mark Jarrett is a Farm Bureau Insurance agent from Monroe. He played a part in securing the Gandee support vehicle for this year's trek.
Tom Bilgen, one of the MPs from the Southeast, had reached out to me and asked me if I knew anybody that would help out in the assistance of a motorhome for the Gandee brothers during their walk. And my wife and I were so intrigued that we wanted to help out any way we possibly could. We had reached out to some former contacts and lined up the motorhome and the vinyl graphics, and just pleased. Such an amazing walk and such an amazing family that we were pleased to not only get involved, but kind of honored also.
Hunter's ability to physically carry 70-pound Braden is no surprise, as he's a wrestler at Bedford High. It was his athleticism and commitment to a cause that caught the attention of Sports Illustrated in 2015, naming him their very first high school athlete of the year. Over the 5-day journey, rest and overnight stops were made at high schools along the way, in towns like Chelsea and Stockbridge, with local residents out in support at every location. Hunter and Braden's final push of 16.4 miles set out from Mason on April 25th. Upon reaching Michigan State University, the group was met there by Sparty and members of both MSU's wrestling and basketball teams. 2 more stops awaited Hunter and Braden, with the first being Cooley Law School Stadium in downtown Lansing. They were greeted there by high school bands, students from outlying communities, with free hot dogs from the Lansing Lugnuts, Class A affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays. With his hand over his heart, Braden paid honor to his country during the singing of the national anthem. Then, after a final prayer by Hunter's friend Levi Ellerton, it was off on the last half mile to the state capitol. But this time, instead of being carried on the back of his brother, as he had for 110.5 miles, Braden Gandee lifted and carried the spirit of those who followed as he walked the final half mile to the finish line on his own.
It was an inspiration to all of us. That's really the key and why we got involved with this. It's the inspiration that the Gandee family, both Hunter and Braden, of course, but the rest of their family too, and their purpose and mission to build awareness and understanding of what cerebral palsy is and how it affects those with that disease each and every day in their lives. So a lesson we can take away from today's experience is that no matter what challenge we have in life, and we all have challenges, that we have to persevere and move ahead so we can all have a better understanding of what those challenges are and how we can overcome them, because we can overcome those challenges, as Braden and Hunter showed us today.
I'd like to tell people, just keep going, keep pushing through. There is a way to make a difference in the world. If you have an idea, go after it, because you know, it just started with an idea. That's all that we had, is we were just a normal family, honestly, a normal family who had an idea, and we went after it. I was 14 years old at the time. You're not too young, you're not too old, you're not too out of place to make a difference.
You can track the Gandee brothers' entire 3-year journey on their Cerebral Palsy Swagger Facebook and Twitter sites by using hashtag CPSwag. And there's much to learn about research and treatment being done for CP at the University of Michigan at uofmhealth.org.